The Kingston Family, Books 1 through 4. Written by Phillips. Narrated by Mackenzie Cartwright and Connor Crace.
This is Just One Night, Book 1 in the Kingston Family series. Written by Phillips. Narrated by Connor Crace and Mackenzie Cartwright. Chapter 1. Linc Kingston's father was a pompous jerk, a philandering womanizer, an asshole of the first order, and he was dead, leaving behind 4 legitimate children and 1 illegitimate daughter that they knew of. Linc spread the canceled checks he'd found weeks ago across his desk. As he'd discovered yesterday from the private investigator he'd hired, the trail had led to a sister he knew nothing about, and the information had sent him reeling. Who knew what other surprises awaited in the wake of Kenneth Kingston's death of a heart attack a month earlier? Picking up a glass of Macallan 18, not his first or even his second, he finished the contents. Without hesitation, he poured himself another with a bottle he'd taken from the bar in the corner of the office that had once been his father's. "Slow down or you'll end up sleeping here tonight," his brother Xander said. Feet kicked out in front of him, he leaned back in his chair. "I have a car waiting to take me home. I can get as drunk as I want." Linc lifted the tumbler to his lips. Xander groaned. "Look, I get it. I'm not happy about the news either. But it's not like we thought Dad was a stellar human being. Are you really shocked he knocked up his secretary 19 years ago and left a daughter to show for it?" "No." Linc took another sip. "But I am horrified by the fact that at some point he looked up the kid's mother, found out the child was in foster care, and left her there." Linc's private investigator had tracked down Tiffany Michaels and gotten the story. Linc's stomach churned at how his sister had been treated by both of her parents. Xander glanced up at the ceiling, adjusting his black-framed eyeglasses he wore after a long day staring at a computer screen. "I changed my mind. I could use a drink myself." With a shake of his head, Xander rose, walked to the bar, grabbed a tumbler, and brought it back to the desk. He picked up the bottle, poured himself a drink, and settled into his chair before indulging in a hefty gulp. "What do Dash and Chloe say?" Xander asked of their siblings. Of course, Xander wouldn't know how they'd taken the news. While Linc was dealing with their late father's estate, the business he'd been helping to run for years, and the paperwork after their father's death, Xander had been closed up in his home office writing. He was a Marine-turned-thriller writer after his return stateside, whose books had been made into blockbuster movies, and he'd
Sample complete. Ready to continue?